Hello. Hi. Hi, John.
Hello.
Two matches, two defeats, two contrasting performances. In the sense, first match batting didn't work. Second match, it was a decent score. The bowling didn't work. How do you think how we will address the issues and go about it?
How do I?
I said two matches, two
Yeah.
contrasting
What's the
performances.
question then?
The first match, 156, the batting didn't work. The second match, it was a decent score, 272. The bowling didn't work. How do you look to address the issues and go about it coming forward?
Well, I think in the past we've done better. I think it was obviously disappointing the first game, and certainly to start a World Cup like that after having a good warm-up game against Sri Lanka, complete contrast in that. So I think with the side developing and going forward, there's always going to be a little bit of inconsistency, but that's the things that we need to work on. Because at times we do things really well, like we did in the India game, we did a lot of things well, but at times we didn't get things right. And we've got to get, especially with 100 overs of cricket, we need to get close to 100 overs of cricket right. At times we get, 70, 80% of it right, but the other 20 or 30% that we don't get right really ends up costing us. So um, those are the things. So starting tomorrow, well, obviously starting the game well is going to be crucial against a very strong England side. But going forward for the rest of the competition as well, we need to start better with bat and ball and set the standard of how we want to play our cricket.
Thanks. Trotter, you just mentioned consistency a couple of times, and you've talked about that a lot before. Do you feel like you're getting any closer with this side in, I guess, being able to unlock whatever it is that is going to bring that consistency?
Well, yeah, I think you see, stages of it. We saw it in the India game where we had partnerships, a decent partnership, and then we just didn't. It wasn't just for long enough. So there are things that we are improving at, but we got to put them together into one game, and that's what the good teams do, and they do that a lot of the time. So it's the 50 over format is a long time. A lot of ebbs and flows, and it's just about controlling the emotions and making sure that we get ourselves back in the game if things don't go well at a certain stage, to be able to fight back. There's a lot of fight in the dressing room. It's about being able to sort of use the knowledge and not rely solely on the players who are experienced. It's about the younger players stepping up now and also making an impact. So I'm looking to those guys certainly as well.
Does this side have the ability to upset England?
I think this side's got the ability to upset any side, really. We've been so close in previous matches. It's just about getting over the line and making sure that we do. And just when the occasion comes, we'll have an opportunity tomorrow to put pressure on England, and we've got to make sure we do that.
Obviously, 4 years ago was 4 years ago was a bit of a painful one when England beat Afghanistan at Old Trafford. Do you sense that England are as strong a side as they were then, or do you think the gap maybe has tightened a little bit between the two sides coming into this one?
I'd like to think it's tightened. I'd say that England are probably, a very similar place to where they were then. And I'd say that we've got a bit better as well. I think I'd like to think so. I hope so. And so that's why I'm very optimistic with tomorrow's game. I'd like to see a good competitive match, and I know certainly the England side will respect the players that we have in our dressing room or the side, and we respect them as well. But there's no room for us thinking too far ahead and what's happened in the past maybe. It's all about tomorrow and making sure that we switched on when the game starts.
And it's been a year since the last game, the T20 match in Perth.
Yeah.
You were fresh into the job then. How are you kind of a year on, and what have you kind of learned and developed yourself as a coach over that period in charge of Afghanistan?
I don't think we had enough time for that today, but have to sum it up. It's been brilliant. I think the experience and working completely different culture and getting rolling my sleeves up and getting involved, and there's so many things to learn and different. I think it's great for a coach. I've really enjoyed learning cricket from another point of view, from in England or growing up in South Africa. It's quite similar. But coming to the subcontinent and getting involved in cricket, yeah, it's another complete sort of thing. So it's brilliant, and I enjoy coaching in that change room so much. and I just so desperate for the guys to do well and see the joy it brings to them. And throughout the time that I've been coaching, we've achieved some things that hadn't been achieved in the past. We've beaten Pakistan in a T20 series, we beat Bangladesh in ODI series, and the satisfaction you get from that, seeing the happiness on the players' faces, achieving things that hopefully inspire players and boys and girls to take up the game and represent their countries is something as a coach that's very rewarding. So there's other things obviously as well, but for I would say that's the main thing so far. I always have that in the back of my mind. I think it's with regards to Rashid, it's about getting the right timing for him to go out and bat with that license. And again, that comes with us having a good solid foundation and not going in and, when being able to push him up the order is great, not waiting for the wickets to go before him and then having him to sort of control the innings like he did, pretty well last game. It's about being able to have a good platform for players like Rashid or Nabi to go in and, go from ball one or have a look for a little bit and then go. So, that's the plan. The plan doesn't always work, but I'll keep it in the back of my mind. Thanks. Thank you.
Trotty, with all the with all the blood, sweat, and tears and hard yards you put in an England shirt over the years, can you take this as just another game and just another opponent to try and beat, or is there a bit more to it than that when you lining up against England?
No, there's no extra, motivation. It's just another team that hopefully we can beat. There is sort of familiarity, I should say. And I find it a pleasure to play against England. Just like when I played for England against South Africa, I really enjoyed the challenge. So tomorrow is going to be a challenge, for sure. But nothing personal. There's no sort of agendas or anything like that. It's just another cricket match, and that's what I try and express to the guys. We obviously at a World Cup, there's lots of sort of distractions around and emotions that could come into play. But tomorrow is going to be exciting, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Trotty, we saw the players wearing black armbands in the last game for the victims of the earthquakes in Afghanistan. Could I just ask whether they're sort of all doing okay and what their frame of mind is around playing in a World Cup at what's obviously a challenging time for the country?
Yeah, for sure. And I think the players have been brilliant. Straight away when the news broke of the disaster, and straight away the players wanted to know what they could do. We had a team meeting, and a lot of players have donated from their match fees. A lot of players, I think Rash has donated all of his match fees from the World Cup, which is amazing. I know some of the senior players have a sort of foundation or a charity themselves that's raising money. So, hopefully all that money gets to places that can help and make a difference, rescuing people or making a difference with their recovery. So, but as far as the players, they've been really good, and no one as such has been affected family-wise, but I'm sure their thoughts go out to their countrymen and women. Yeah. All good. Thank you very much.